Today, we're gonna talk about stainless versus high carbon. Well, hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. I am your host, Aaron, and really pumped for this video because I really love the Mora Garberg. It has kind of more of a bushcraft survival feel because it is Mora's first complete full tang constructed knife, a little bit stouter than most of their other ones, a really good premium stainless steel in the Sandvik 14C28N. They do a great job heat treating it, so it's going to hold a really good edge for you. I think it's a great field steel if you're looking for a stainless steel knife. I think it's awesome. The Scandi grind, the handle ergonomics, the sheath options. For under $100, it's going to give you a little bit more of a stouter, more premium feeling knife than like its little brother, the Kansbo, or a heavy duty companion from Mora. But you're still not having to break the bank and you're getting all of Mora's performance, which is super sweet. Well, now they've released a high carbon steel version of it. Blacked out, I believe it's called either the Garberg Black or the Garberg Carbon is what it's called. Very close in price point. Exact same, two different sheath options. So really today in this video, we're not only gonna just hit really quick what these knives can do, and if you don't own either, and then help you decide which one, carbon steel, stainless steel, and what would be best for you. So the blades on these knives make me sing. I love them. The reason for that is that they are an 1/8 of an inch thick, 0.12. You're getting a 4-inch cutting edge. You're getting a 4 1/4 overall blade length, fantastic belly, and just a wider blade profile overall compared to what used to be on the older Moras in general. So it just has a profile that totally connects with me. That awesome 0-degree Scandi grind, just working in conjunction with the thickness as well as the steel that they're going with, depending on the stainless or carbon versions that you want to go with, make this a mind-blowing performer and arguably some of the best performance you're going to find for under $100 on a bushcraft knife. Their 90-degree spines are also awesome, not only for scraping wood to help make fuzz sticks and feather sticks and just make that ball of tinder that you're going to need to get that fire going, but then awesome for launching sparks. I mean, these things are spark throwers. Think of a flamethrower going right off of your fire steel. And alluding a little bit more to blade performance here, the high carbon steel version is going to hold a razor sharp edge for a decent amount of time, but it's basically Mora's 1095, and so it's not going to have quite the edge retention over the long haul that the Sandvik steel version will have. The bonus to it is that it will resharpen the field super easily, as we alluded to a little earlier. I mean, you can basically look at the thing and you're going to get a razor edge back on it. You're going to have to take a little bit more time with that Sandvik steel. So that is something to consider. The black coating is really well done on these, but high carbon steels are more prone to rust. The stainless steel versions are not. So depending on the humidity in the environment that you live in, that may also determine which of the two designs is best suited for you. Now, the added bonus with the carbon is that you can hit it with a piece of flint and you're going to be able to get sparks as well. That may be a great backup for you, something that you want to practice with, and get your skills honed in. That may not be that big an issue to you. The stainless will not be able to do that. So that may be a selling point for you for the now high carbon version. Now, prices vary on this, and we're going to have links in the description below, not only over to Amazon, but also Blade HQ for both of these tools. So after this video, whichever one stands out to you and whatever your preferred location and website is to purchase your gear through, when you guys use those hyperlinks, helps me get out there, make content, produce videos, and continue to do what we do here. So thank you so much for using the links that we offer to you guys week in, week out, regardless if it's for this gear or any other items that you may be interested in. Now, it's really determinant based off of the sheath options. If you go with the leather sheath options, it's usually about $90 for these blades. Those sheath options that we're gonna discuss a little bit later and go into detail with, or you can get the polymer version usually for around $70 to $80. Now, for that price, you may be saying, whoa, that's an expensive Mora, and I don't disagree with you, but the food for thought that I would give you is for a Scandinavian, made knife. It's not made in Asia, in China, or something like that. And we're looking at either basically 1095 high carbon steel, just Mora's version of that, and performs very similar to any of my other 1095 blades, or that Sandvik steel coming in at that price point, I mean, just imagine for a second, Essie was to stamp their name on these two blades and charge you between $70 and $90. You'd be like, wow, that is a screaming deal, and I would agree with you. So yes, it's an expensive Mora, but for what we're getting, and if any other company was making it, we would easily pay that price. I've heard some people in the past kind of balking at that price point. I don't have any issue with the performance that you're getting out of these knives. Now, handle ergonomics is another fantastic aspect to these knives. You're getting really nice contouring all the way around. It's gonna fill out your hand really nicely. I wear large size gloves, as you guys love to hear me say week in, week out. Fills out my hand plenty. We got lanyard holes on here. That's an awesome plus. You know, most Moras do not come with that, so that's an added little bonus. Zero hot spots on the tool, giving you kind of some ribbing and traction down the center, and then giving you really good grips for any type of bushcraft task. And this type of knife, you want to be able to hold it for, say, 2 hours and do constant use with it and not get blisters and wear out your hand like some more combat or tactical style blades might have in their handles. These handles are phenomenal and extremely ergonomic. So as I alluded to a little earlier, there is a leather sheath option that will be the more expensive one. I've messed with those, really high quality leather, but it's basically a belt ride loop over design. For more modularity, I think Mora has really stepped up their game with these sheaths. Now it comes all with everything that you see here, and what you're gonna get is basically a MOLLE compatible panel here with a loop over attachment, button stamp that's really strong. So the knife is not going to come out if you were to ride it like upside down on, say, a backpack, shoulder strap, or on a piece of MOLLE compatible gear, which is absolutely it's compatible with. But the added bonus is that when you get to your location, now you're taking your backpack or your MOLLE gear off, and now you're going to want to carry it on your belt. It comes with a little belt loop that easily attaches to your belt that the sheath comes out of, and basically you dump the PALS attachment, leave that on your MOLLE compatible gear, and then you slide your sheath through that little belt loop and attach it to your belt. And then when it's time to bug out and head back home, you take it off your belt, reattach just the mount, Velcros in, really quick and easy with an extra secure strap, and you're good to go. That is a really cool dual purpose MOLLE compatible as well as belt ready system that I think Mora has definitely stepped their game up in, and I totally am in love. And I want to also speak to the full tang construction. Now this is a light duty, you know, bushcraft style knife. Does this need to be full tang, which it is, versus most Moras, which are either rat tail tangs or partial tangs? My answer is no. Is it an added peace of mind and security? Sure, totally. But at about 6 ounces for the knife itself and a 4-inch cutting edge, 1/8 of an inch thick, you're not chopping down trees, you're not splitting a lot of wood. This is mostly a carving, whittling, you know, crafting tool. And so the full tang feature isn't really a negative, and it's not really a positive for me. It's something that's there, that's great. I'm looking more as the tool overall, because I've had Moras for years. You can go YouTube any number of videos of guys stabbing them into trees, the old, you know, partial tang versions, and standing on them and not seeing any sort of breakage, cracking, or issue. And so regardless of the Mora, regardless if it's the full tang or not, I mean, you're getting a super tough, durable blade. The full tang is more, I believe, of a shout out to the survival community that looks for that. It's not necessarily something that's needed. I view it a little bit like a Ferrari. You have the capability to go 200 miles an hour with that V10 engine, but here in the States, outside of an enclosed track, you're never gonna reach the full potential of that vehicle. In the same way, are you ever going to have to require some sort of full tang strength out of a knife of this size? My opinion would be no. So it's nice to have. The likelihood of you ever needing it is slim to none, if never. So now that you've seen what these can do and their performance levels, which one is the right one for you? Carbon steel or stainless steel? Easy. It's whichever type of steel you like working with more. That's the one that you'll enjoy the most. You're getting almost the exact same knife, folks. It's just, do you like that concept of, I like high carbon, that it's a little bit easier to work with in the field. I can hit flint with it and cause sparks, you know, if that's something that you need. I don't need that. you know, or are you more in a high humid environment, you want a little bit longer edge retention, and you just want stainless steel. If you were to ask me personally, you're like, hey, which one would I take if I have to only have one? For me personally, I like stainless steel a little bit more. It's less maintenance, and there's no coating that I have to worry about, and it will hold its edge a little bit longer. And with these size knives, we're not doing a lot of chopping and batoning and all these things. It's carving, it's whittling, it's food prep. That's what you're doing 9 times out of 10 with these sized knives. They're not survival knives. So you're not putting these through harder tasks that maybe carbon steel blades would be a benefit for. Now, there's nothing wrong with carbon steel. I love carbon steel, and if you have one or you're wanting one, great, go with it. But for me personally, I'm going to stick with the Sandvik as my regular go-to. And the carbon is just a cool option for those of you who are into carbon steel knives or feel like that's something that you need in your system. So it's really your choice. You're going to get a great knife either way. It's just up to you. So guys, I hope this video is just showing you what they can do, what they can't do, and which one is the right choice for you. Thank you again for coming over here. You regular subscribers, you are awesome. Hit that bell icon to make sure our videos are in your news feed. You new to the channel, maybe this is the very first video you've ever watched, I'd invite you to become part of the GT family. We're throwing up videos like this every single week, giving you guys content, talking about, you know, discussions on different gear and how they play into our lives, and just making our enjoyment of the outdoors that much better. So thank you guys so much. Check us out on all the relevant social media as well. It's a great way to see what's up and coming. Finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.